Hey, what's going on, y'all? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hope you all having a great week starting the weekend. I myself having a great start on the weekend. Today is my Sunday and go back to work tomorrow. But listen, I had a good time. I relaxed today, watching some shows, catching up some documentaries, taking notes so I can be prepared for y'all to talk about some things today. So I hope y'all ready to talk about some things. It's been a while that I've been social corner. It's been a while since I talk about some social topics. Because, it's not because I don't want to talk about this stuff. It's a point that some of these topics lately that's been online is like, it's not necessarily me for me to make a video of and discuss it. Because a lot of people are just annoying. And then there's so many comments and stuff like you reading it. It's like that. It just is like, whatever. But however, it has been things been going on. Then I'll say, you know what? Let me talk about some things. I get some opinions and everything. And I haven't been doing that. It's always been show. So I said, let's break it up and let's talk about some seriousness stuff going on here and have a good time. What's up? Hold up. Put that up first. Hey, shine bright like a diamond. You're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. I should have shaved my face, but whatever. I don't care. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? So y'all see the thumbnail? It's a couple of topics. It's more topics than the one I put in my title. We're gonna talk about the Megan Thee Stallion, the documentary. We're gonna do the documentary that was on Max about Chris Brown. We're gonna talk about Keke Palmer, her little interview, a mini update on People Magazine, and then some more stuff that's happening. Like for example, the Kalina Harper thing. She did an interview, and I saw like half of it. When Bonnie Blue was doing like a breakdown of it, so I'm gonna give you my opinion of it, and I'm gonna tell you that now she's full of it. She is full of it, and I'm saying she's full of it. So everybody trying to act like Dawn was lying, it's like that. So no, she was definitely calling Dawn out and trying to make Dawn like a liar. And I said, girl, you contradict your life. You was contradicting yourself and being hypocritical, and you supposed to do like your own interview. And it seemed like you were spitting some tea out on yourself and him, and you don't even think you realize that because I don't know what you was on, girl. I'm not putting nothing on you, but something wasn't right. And this is one of the stuff that you wish that someone just stay quiet. You should just stay quiet because you did yourself the service and towards him by speaking how you spoke in that interview. But we'll get into that. And a couple other stuff that we're gonna talk about. Let's jump right into it. When you come in, y'all come in, we're gonna discuss. And hey, make sure you say hey, what's going on? Don't be afraid to come in and join the chat. Say hi going on. What's up with my peoples, y'all? I know it's been like going on, but hey. And replay game, appreciate you. Please make sure you hit the like button and hopefully you enjoy when you're on your way to work and stuff like that. And or clean up the house. Just put me in the background, just listen to me, and just have a good time. Let's go on, because y'all know a important date is coming up. Next week, we will get to find out, or we'll make history, or we will go repeat the offender. And I please, we don't want that. I please. Make sure you go out and vote. I already did early. Make sure y'all go out and vote early, please, and do things. Try not to stay home and just saying you don't want to vote. It's like that. It's important. Get out there because us staying relaxed and staying behind and don't giving a damn is cause of what's happening now lately, especially the overturning of policies and things. Nah, we need things to get up and running. And please go out there to vote. Whoever you want to vote for, just go out there. Make your voices known. Now, speaking of that, so next week we'll find out what's happening. I think it's election day. What day is that? It's Tuesday, right? That's next Tuesday. I work overnight shifts, so I will probably be home most of the days trying to catch up the coverage to see what's happening and see what's going on. I don't know who's leading or not, so I'm blinded until that Tuesday here. However, when there's something so important like a presidential race like that, they know this stuff is important. They know people get out of hand and do crazy stuff. I need for people in these states to have a better mindset of controlling things and making sure things is legit. I said that to say about y'all know recently some states had some of their polls boxes blew up. Y'all heard that right? Blew up, ignited, like the firework burning down. Thousands of ballots is just lost. I mean, they could get a new ballot, but it still is like, what's the point? And my thing is, with something so important like this, who in their right mind thought that it was a good idea for people just dropping ballots outside in this day? I don't care. It's not fancy. It's like that. You should have that in a secure place. That somebody want to drop ballot, they come inside, drop it in there, and go out. And then when y'all go for the day, the building is locked down. But I just don't understand why you have this outside. Now I know y'all did this when it was the panorama time. So building was closed down and you want people to vote and it was outside and other drop boxes like that. It's cool, fine and dandy. But when something important like this happening, y'all know things get out of whack. Hey J Boo, how you been? Yes. And you don't even know. It's crazy. Like that badge could be all for one side. It could be for like Orange Man. You don't even know. You blew all that stuff up. And it could be for the other side. It's like it doesn't matter. But what it is that we know. Well, I don't know about the other states, but one person they did show the face of the person who did that in one state. And I was like, look at this. Look at you. You look like you lost cause. So it's like you had no life to live. So you did what you had to do. But I was like, but these states should know that. I don't know who running these elections, but like I said, states. They should know to have extra precaution when stuff like this happening. Don't post these stuff outside. And now what's going to happen? Now these people got to come recast their vote. I mean, they do have a system they can say who voted or not. So they could tell they get the ballot and like that. So we have to give you back again. And please don't have them mail the shit back again. No. Have them come and drop it off in the building. Or they have a ballot, have them come, scan it, put them in the scanner, right then and there. It's like it's other ways of precaution, have very extra precautionary tactics to do instead of doing stuff like that. Because I was so annoyed, and I was so annoyed and rolled in my eyes. I said, "This is y'all should know this better." Like, and I said, "Who did this?" It's red. It's outside. You see the pictures? It was outside in the street, just right there. I said, "So nobody thought that was anybody thought that was a nobody thought that was not a bad good idea." They could easily open the thing and just post it in there. And then wow, that's it. Now the votes is done. Yes, they try to skew the votes. Especially when it comes to the environment the last time when people accusing people for tampering and stuff. And y'all thought that was a good idea. Y'all need to be smarter than that. So how you gonna expect people to care about something when y'all not taking extra care about something? It was whack. It was stupid. And I'm glad they caught that person who did it for one of the states. And I hope y'all prosecute him for the state of the law. Because when you do something like that and around this special time, no, F you. You don't deserve to get no sympathy, nothing like that. I just wish it just be better. I decided to vote because usually I wait till the day of the election day to vote. I said, no, I decided to vote early this year. I said, let me get up early. And it was the day that I was feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm good now. But I said, you know what? Let me get up. I woke up early. I don't know. My mind said just wake up early. I usually wake up at like 8 o'clock. You wake up at 11 o'clock before I go to work. Hey, look, I got up early, got myself dressed, because my work site is like 2 blocks away. So it's not like that it's far. And I just went to do it. And it also has like seats for Congress, judges' seats. That's also important too. So I just want to put it out there because it was just ridiculous. I haven't seen anything else since that two incidents that I seen of people going crazy and blowing up ballots and stuff like that. I said, don't do that next time. Please don't have nothing outside for people to vote and everything. I know people that cannot wait for the long lines and don't want to attend the long lines. It's like that. And I know people don't want to wait in line. It's going to be the line so it's easy to get access to ballots. So I said, it's fine to get the ballots. But these people who have these ballots that you put in the back, don't have it outside that other people could tamper with. Put it somewhere else. Child, it was a mess for me today. I went to the DMV and that was a mistake. Number one, I tried to go today. Ooh. Oh, they said, nah, you can't do it today. You got to do it tomorrow. Oh, that's messed up. Child, you try to vote early on a Friday. They say, nope, tomorrow. I said, what the hell? What's wrong with y'all? Hope we can make history. Hope we can make history. But that's that. Speaking of that, real quick, another thing. This one wasn't on my docket, but it just thought about my mind. People just love to throw words around, right? You know, everybody knows the word what colorism is, right? So y'all know what I'm about to talk about, right? Hey, how you doing? Y'all know what I'm about to talk about. Harris had a rally in Houston this past thing. You know, Beyonce did a speech, Kelly did a speech. It was great. It's like that. Walking away, you know, Beyonce and Kelly's sisters, they walk hand in hand outside and everything fine. But we saw some people in the comments, everything. Now, mind you, the person made that comment, but everybody had enough sense to go after this person who made this comment. Oh, this is about colorism. See how the girl, the light skinned one, Beyonce, is wearing a dress, and then the dark skinned one wearing a suit and all that stuff. I said, so what you getting at? So what is you getting at? I said, first of all, Kelly looked damn good in that suit anyway. So what is you getting at? You trying? What colorism have to do with any one of the thing of their speech and what they wear? You see people just throw words around, so they sound all cute and so smart. I mean, I might always be the best. No, I don't know it all the time, but I would at least like to know something. If I don't know something, I just will not speak on it. But I was like, y'all just saying things to say things online. Cause y'all know, cause people go to jump on it. And she knew that whoever in that comment knew some people would go jump on that comment. So you can't wear something, they gonna call you colors. Okay. I said, girl, I'd rather you just say you didn't like the suit that Kelly wears, but just make it seem like it was some colorism issue. I said, jam. I saw another post lately. This all under the umbrella election. I saw another post lately. Some of the Irish men talk about people, the Puerto Ricans and all that like that. And because a lot of Puerto Ricans was mainly trying to vote with his side, and now he said that towards them, and now a lot of them are jumping ship. Go figure. And say all that. There is one person. I think he was a celebrity or something. I ain't saying no name because I don't remember the name. Said, oh well, I didn't realize he had that mentality towards us. I thought it was only for a certain group he had an issue with, and if I knew that, I wouldn't have to endorse him or favor him. So he had issue with Latino descent, right? At the background. Because you thought he was only targeting a certain group. It didn't apply to you until it came to you. Like, it's like, what is y'all talking? What is y'all doing? Y'all see his character. He talk about damn near almost every other group but his own race. So it's like, what y'all thinking? You know what he? Oh, so he said something about us. I didn't think he was gonna say nothing about us, cause like that. Cause he said, oh, I thought it was just only about this black people. I said, so Puerto Ricans can't be black. Sorry, y'all. Cause last time I checked, Puerto Ricans an ethnic background. But he talked dog smack about y'all. He talked about the Asians, know about a lot of people. But you know, ain't stopping people from still bad for him. I just pay attention to what people saying. But you know, I said all I had to say. Listen, don't be complacent by staying home. That's what caused us the last time. Cost us the last time when that last election that was not this one, the one in 2020 that was very important when Hillary and him was running together. It's very important when we had 3 seats need to be filled up. That was appointed seats to help push laws and push things going on. And y'all was very complacent not want to vote for this lady or whatever reason. It just derailed you and got him in the thing. And he put those seats. And now what? His vision was executed years later. Yes, just join us. Welcome, welcome. Hope you like listening and enjoying what I'm saying. I have a good time over here. Small platform, we have a good time over here. And so don't make that mistake again, y'all. Please don't make a mistake. Okay? Well, whatever. That's all I want to say about the election things. It's just a lot nuances and talking. And I know a lot of people saying a lot of things, a lot of attack against both candidates or whatever way it should be formed, especially more on Harris. And don't understand why, but I understand why. But we ain't going into that. And just going on those long. Just let's make history and show them that it could be done. And hopefully, if she does win, we don't have to see him anymore, please. Because I'd rather not see him anymore. All right, next topic. So I don't know if y'all saw Twitter, because Twitter's been home a lot of things. It was this conversation about a top tier man, right? So this guy going around saying he's a top tier man, and woman go likes that. So she said, oh, "Okay, what's the top tier?" We're gonna play the audio, and he said, "Well, I'm 6'4". A lot of people in the earth is 6'4" right now. It's like that. So that's a great quality. He's black, and he make over 100K. So with those three qualities alone, that makes him a damn top tier man. So I was like, being tall, being rich, and you're black, that's it. That's all is needed to make yourself a top 10 man, to make you sell a deep with qualities for a woman as you being the best candidate for women. That's it. Just being tall, black, and having 100K figures. Now, if I was a 3 or 4, upside down, maybe that would be a good quality for me. But okay, so listen to what he said and what she said, because she got them together. I said, no, that's right, girl.
about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year. And I'm black at that if you add that on. Modern day women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
So you believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year. And I'm black at that if you add that on. So just if you're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Hold on, before we go, who's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, right? They don't want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. A top tier man supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And with all that stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk.
Womanese is also 6'4", black, attractive. I don't know too many women in my circle who desire a 6'4" man still wearing braids.
He knew he messed up on second. I said, first of all, like Jana said, it was no characteristics mentioned in your day. All your stuff mentioned was mostly superficial. Superficial. Immaterialistic. And the qualities, most women don't qualify to be near a man like me, a top tier man, because I'm 6'4", black, and 100K figure. Over 100K net worth. I said, oh, okay. So nothing else. That's a problem. Because most people feel that way. That as long as you have a lot of money and you're black and you're man and you're black and something like that, you should be the God gift for earth. And I wish people stop stop digging up these guys with the bare minimum. But a lot of females does that. And some men too. Hey, we're going to go that way. We're going to go there. Think that's the bare minimum they could use. It leads with love. It leads with respect. They consider their partner. Help them achieve their goals. Meanwhile, also leading the household. They support the partner. They understand. They cherish. When you have a man who's top tier and go with all the qualities that she mentioned, and not once she even mentioned any income, how tall that person is, or what kind of race background that person is. She just mentioned characteristics that a man should be. And how the household is taken care of is what discernment is needed when picking a partner. Exactly. Because people only think about the finance. That's all is needed. If he made money, he need a provider. That's what I'm saying. Yes, you want the provider, but be specific in what providing means. If you just say finance, you only ask for the bare minimum from the partner. Because that's all he goes to focus on. He ain't gonna focus on helping you with everything else. He's not gonna focus on helping you achieve your dreams. He ain't gonna focus on your needs and your wants. He ain't gonna care about no partnership. 'Cause. 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 His needs gonna be met, not yours. He had the demands. It's a dictatorship. Like she said, it's about love, not a dictatorship. A partnership. Instead of asking for a man who provides, but also understanding unit, also could lead and support and love and nurture, empathetic, understanding that you could step in what's need to be. If I feel like I'm too overwhelmed, you can step in and do something. That's what it is. Top 10 man. That's what the God narcissist did. He was so over with himself, he went after his reflection in the river and drowned. Y'all pick wisely? Yes. Yes, yes. Pick wisely. And then he gonna say that's womanese talk. Womanese? Oh, womanese. But she also said womanese don't pick no man who's 6'4" with braids on. What you do with a cornrow braids, man? You still stuck back in the 90s? You still stuck back in the 90s? Wearing braids? Look at me, you gonna have some braids and everything, but everything. But now these days, people like the salt and pepper look. People like that little grown, little bearish kind of thing, and a little like little short, little bugger haircut, a little boy hair. They like that was these days. They don't be falling over no braids. Hey, if you see the video, look how she's so calm and composed. It just gathered him together, and he was like, "I said, yeah, you know, you fucked up. What the hell, woman is so." But she said also, woman is me. They don't go after your type like that anyway. So, what about? So, say all that to say, we need to stop holding these men accountable and stepping up more and just doing the bare minimum. But when you only let them do that little same ass rhetoric that is the 50s and the 60s and growing up and thinking that's the only way of a partnership in life, no, that's the old toxic way that people were trying to get away from. But people still hold dear to that morals and values to this day. It's fine if you want to, but Lawrence, sprinkle traditionalism with some modernist teas and little sprinkleness in it so it can make a better unit. If y'all stick to that little whole thing, you're gonna be miserable. Because that's all they're gonna do. If you only stick to you provide, they're gonna work their ass to death. They want to come home and don't cater to you at all. You have pump you out the babies, so you take care of everything else, and they just work their ass to death, and you don't just question me anything else but the money I'm bringing in. They don't even question that money either. Do what I say. I'm the one who running up I'm paying all this. Go ahead. Just tweak the mindset. So in any kind of relationship, any partnership, it should be a partnership and balance. But okay, y'all let me know y'all thoughts about the top 10 man in the video and the audio, what I just said. Yesterday was Halloween. People were dressing up, adults, children. It was cute seeing some of the outfits that I seen last night and everything. Because it's one time you could just be anybody and not be judged. However, yes, not be judged, be someone else, create the persona, just have a good time as an adult, as long as appropriate. When you crosses the boundary and aligns with all this stuff, is when you grown up the children and have them personating someone who's way too grown and who was way too older. They weren't even born to even know this person to dress them as them. And y'all know what I'm getting at. So, DJ Envy and his wife, because they both was in on this, decided it was a good idea to recreate I Got a Crush on You. Yes, love it because they get to really show. That's what I say. Hands love it. I know that's right. It's different terms. They love it because they get to really show out the girls who won the world. The Gores. Yes, the Gores. So I Got a Crush on You video. Oh, see through. I may go no, see through. No, I know. I'm not the rapper. I don't know the words, but I know the song. So in my mindset, I was like, this girl looked like 8 or 9 years old. And what world you think it was cute for her to be dressing like Little Kim? And when Little Kim prime time, when Little Kim was the freaking sex symbol, sex model, sex person back in the day, who was like the one of the original who liberated about sex and freedom and woman expression, who a lot of artists this day are influenced by, who created a lot of trends with the multi hairstyle and everything. Yes, it was other artists. I'm trying to come in here trying. Yes, what about yeah, about all that. Okay, we talk about Little Kim. Freedom of expression, liberation, all that stuff. So when you have a wife who probably was alive during the time when Little Kim is out, it still is, at a prime time, why you had your wife do Little Kim? And at one point in this whole video, did y'all even stop and say, you know what, this don't even look right. Have the girl with the red outfit on, posing, body. You know how the internet is, and predatory eyes out there. And rapping the lyrics. And I said, do these girls even know what the lyrics means? I could throw shade and not keep paid. I would have been fine. She would have dressed like a Cheetah Girls, Powerpuff Girls, anyone like age appropriate. So this is what you need to look at when you see people like DJ Envy talk about things or defending the abuser and stuff like that. You just look at that because you see how they move. I know he was getting a lot of backlash because everybody was on audience behind it because they would say that's not cute at all. Like, what make you think that was a great idea? And it's not on Halloween, but don't take it too far. And they had the whole credits at the end, their names at the end. They thought they was killing something. What that little girl around Little Kim? Yes, you probably know about do y'all as parents listen to the music and stuff like that. But she ain't know nothing about her and what the lyrics mean. So I said no. And had the girl with different outfits on too. And you know that video, that little kid video, she mostly was naked most of the time. I mean, she had outfits on, but it was mostly showing her skin. So it's like, what the hell? But y'all let me know how y'all feel because, baby, DJ Envy was getting backlash, and rightfully so, because that didn't make any sense. Oh, well. Yeah, if the girl was like the teenage years and stuff like that, maybe. Yes, that would probably be better because just like she's a grown adult, she could make her decision. But like, as an 8 years old, come on now. That she should not be dressing up little Kim. Yes, let's see how you spend it. Because I know they probably will talk about it. They're going to talk about it at the Breakfast Club. Breakfast, whatever the name of the show is. It seems to me the only person who got in a sense in that Breakfast Club between Jess, Envy, and Charlamagne. But even knowing that he got his moments, but lately he has been talking some sense in some way, shape, or form, fashion. But Envy, nah, he always on the wrong side of things most of the time anyway. With his mindset, how he talks. So, but as I was saying, anybody fly? Because I said I don't know how y'all have a whole production thinking that girl supposed to be Little Kim throughout the whole video. I was like, you know what? If you gonna come in and try and say, "Oh, Sam, I said this," I said you put it on the internet in the first part. If you didn't want no backlash, you should have kept that on your own phone and had memories with you and your family. Or the host of that damn show, probably even the Blade show. Exactly, they all are. They all have some problematic stuff going on. All right. Let's go from there. Keke Palmer. All right, so Keke Palmer had a little interview because I think she have a book coming out. She has a book called Master of Me. So she would just talk about some things and whatnot. It wasn't long, and I know she had like an article in a paper magazine that was expanded upon, but she had a little talk and interview and talk about what it is, I guess, promoting the book. Because, you know, Keke love to have a cornish. No matter what you do, she going to have a little cornish. She gets it there for a little long time. She going to have some cornish. So she have another book called Master of Me. How do you navigate and master give it the tools? It's trying to help people and also show her journey and what she did to help master things that's happened going awry in her relationships or her life, her journey, and stuff and whatnot. So she basically mentioned some things about growing up, how she grew up in the church. Her mom was really a great singer at the church, and she was so inspired by that. So that makes her want to sing first, because you know she also sings. And then the actor came later on, which I think she was like 9, so like that. They were trying to get her an act for acting. I think she auditioned and stuff like that, and she didn't get picked. But later on, she still want to do it because it was very competitive. She treated it like it was a sport. It was competition with competitive. I said, yeah, I will do this thing. I will do this. And then, you know, around the time, you know, one of my good movies I like to watch or have good memories of is A Kid and a Bee. Like that. And she did mention that it didn't do well in the box office, even though they said it was going to be a hit and everything. It's a great movie, but, you know, I guess at the time, as much as it was a good movie, it didn't sell well in the box office. It's like that. So that's that. But she said her life did change drastically and like propel higher when she did the True Jackson VP, when she was on that show. And since then, it just went up and up from there. So I said, I don't remember the True Jackson VP like that. But I said, okay, she was on there. And then she took to talk about something that in the past that happened to her that she didn't realize that's what it was. until she got older and she realized other experiences that let her know that exactly what happened. Because she said when she was younger, when molestation happened, people always usually think that it's always the adult and children. No, I always think sometimes it happens between children to children. And sometimes that does happen, but you don't know it when you're young that that's something kind of wrong. And it's also sometimes you don't even know, like, this is a kid, it's a child, I'm a child, don't want to get the child in trouble. So how can I navigate? I know I just felt weird at the time because something happened to me that I know it shouldn't be done, but I did not know this was wrong until later on when I started reading up on this and realized this is the thing. And I think that's another thing. We're going to talk about abuse and talk about things. Well, the other documentaries coming up, we're going to talk about it later on. This Social Corner is that sometimes when things happen to you, especially you never experienced it before, you probably don't even know that it's an issue or a problem until later on. And when you start reflecting, until you start getting more help, until you start getting books or experts who could tell you that what you happened to you is not it was wrong. It start labeling it. It start making put perspective that, oh yes, this is what happened to me. I was molested by another child. That wasn't good. So she said when she was 12, she started reading up on sex abuse and gave her insights because you don't know what's an issue to you until you follow up on it and something else is happening, and to help you realize just a connection and put a light bulb in your head. And I said, okay, I didn't know then, but I do know now. So that's what she was mentioning about, and how she had symptoms from that was like the anxiety and maybe depression and stuff like that. But she also mentioned that the anxiety and depression was like runs in the family, so it could have been that, but also it's also a result of what she had went through when she was young. That kind of shaped a little bit and what her mindset. So she said then one time, another example where she just realized that it was not supposed to be a good thing, but they realized later on when she got to like her late 20s, they realized that ain't no 15 years should be dating no 20 years old. Yeah, 15 years old dating a 20 years old and thought she was in love, and it was good. And I was like, okay, they can mature, they can she got like that, I'm in the work and everything, and I'm doing my decisions. But not realizing dating a 20 years old probably wasn't good out there for her. Or and no, they ain't well 20 years old should be 18 or 15 years old in the first place. Right? Because one is legal age and one is not. So it was like, what's up? So it's like, yes. You be put in situations that you realize that it might not, you don't realize it's wrong. You think it's all normal. And whatnot. Now the whole her and Darius, because I guess at some point she realized she thought she was gonna have something with Darius, or that I was the one, because she said she always think that she was gonna find a love, find someone who had a conscious decision to make things together, to grow together, and all that sort of that. That's what she had with Darius. It's like it was a conscious decision that they was gonna have a child. But I said, yes, you was Keke Palmer. He is someone's brother, son who he didn't even know about. All we know, he's connected to someone Jackson who was in the scene. So we know his brother. We don't know him. And yes, he will make the conscious decision to have a baby with you because it could give him connection and tie to you for the rest of his life because you is a celebrity. Call what you want it. That's what it is. You as a celebrity. So yes, he will say yes to have a baby with you because that's one thing might make it slow you down. Because at that time, I think she was way we all know she was probably way more successful than he was. We not gonna make it. Ain't no. It's not alleged. It's the truth. Way more successful. Nobody know who he was like that. So how baby with Keke Palmer? Hell yeah. But when you're doing that, they get brazen and bold, and then they can control you because you are a mother. You know that little famous words he said? There's really no generation of black women killing me that truly don't know your worth. No hour. Yes. That's true. But one thing about that is just to pour yourself, and you will know your worth if you pour into yourself. And it may take time. It may take some time. Like with Keke Palmer's, like at one point she didn't realize this is what it is until later on. So maybe she had to take these lessons to get more clarity, to get more clearness and stuff like that, and know the direction that is going for and whatnot. And I hopefully with this situation with Darius, and realize that girl, yeah, you may thought it was a lot of love and everything, but at the same time, when someone who's had not the same level as you, it makes a different motives. And you need to be more discerning. Yes, at the moment, yes, he made a conscious decision to have a baby with just like that, but whatever. But she did say her son make her more. That's why the girls stepped out this Halloween as a mother first. Exactly. So her son gave her more clearness about her life and clarity about life, because she said to do better, to do more, to have more clearness is like direction for him, because that's what she needs. It's like that. So People Magazine asks about the whole comment thing that he made. Now, the comment they showed was the comment he made secondly. I wish they showed her the comment that she said first, and that, oh, you should be doing that because you was a mother. All that stuff. And y'all know the whole thing with Keke Palmer and his and Usher residency, when she was having a good time and she danced with him. Y'all act like she had her whole ass. I mean, yes, it was kind of like a see-through lace, still fell up. Doesn't matter. It still was her. Y'all act like she bending over, striking her hands all up on the thing. Like, you act like she was bending down, trying to suck a dick or something like that. Y'all made it seem like it was a porn going on. And he up here spiraling out of control because to say she's a mother. She be wearing that. I said, okay, but you didn't met no Keke as no none either, right? So she said she was creating a fun moment with him, having a good time. Don't know, it was innocent. She didn't know how did that turn into that they was freaking or having some intimate relationship, because some guys and some people in the freaking comment section act like he was right, Darius. And I said, we all talked about it in the channel. I said, oh no, we're not doing that. Yeah, a lot of nerve. You don't have no girls come around and say, put your pants up because you're a father or something like that. Have your ass all out and get mad at somebody looking. So she said, the second comment when he said, we live in a generation where I don't want the wife or the mother of my child to be having an ass cheek out, something like that. That's not disrespectful or something like that. And she said she was at a photo shoot. She was doing a photo shoot before she went to that thing, the residency. And she was like, everybody around her was acting on weird. So what she said, what's going on? So when she saw the post and everything, and she was like, oh, she said she was shocked about it. She was shocked, and it kept continuing. And then she said she didn't want to focus on that because that's not the reality. I said, Keke, what's not the reality? The reality is that he was going online blasting you like you're not a mother because you was wearing some outfit and dancing with a guy at a concert. So she's just disengaged, if at all. But I said, what wasn't a reality? That's not the reality of what you was doing, but I said the reality is he was online blasting you. So that's the reality. Don't be out of touch of what's the reality is, Keke. I love you, I love you, girl. But I was like, when you said it wasn't a reality, I said, so what was the reality? So she said it got out of control because she said it spiraled out of control. Like since when she had the kid, yeah, dad is just acting like his namesake and kin. Exactly. Because I know that family had a whole history of abuse, a history allegedly, or be abusers. So out of control. So the only thing she know to have control is to the court system. Cause she had the money, because the other opposite counterpoints knows they could use the court system because that's how things run because it's for the benefits. So it's like she had to use the court system to get more clarity, more control. Come on, and now she said this is good. Now they had a mediation. It's Coach Ray. They went to mediation, so like that, and then this is good now because he's in the military. I said, so you think it's good between you and him because he's in the military? When the military could be just as strict, as stern in a mindset and discipline, and him being in the military when he just could admit the fact that he did what he did. I mean, it comes to the end. I said, I guess Keke. I was like, granted, but at the same time, the military could amplify him to an extent that if he was worse back then, before he got into the military, he could be worse afterwards. Even when the newfound discipline and everything's happening in order. Always good though. Because if he was so annoyed with you, what make him think he might be annoyed with the kids? So, okay, whatever. But I just found out interesting. She said, "Oh, this is good now. He's in the military." I said, "Okay, oh, that military, that's not something good." I said, "I mean, with the family history, the way they're going by that, I don't think military want to be a great choice." But that's what he want to do. So hopefully, she felt like it works out for the best of y'all, and it's good. Your co-parenting, it's good enough. But that was that for Keke. And she has a book actually. Y'all want to support her. It's called Master of Me. And hey, check it out. Anything else with Keke? But I think I love her. But I said sometimes we cannot be stepping up delusional land. All right. Kalina Carper, right? Y'all know Kalina Carper, she was part of Young Money. Not Young Money, Dirty Money. Dirty Money, with Dawn and Diddy, it's like that. And she spoke out. She had a recent interview. The interview is on YouTube if y'all want to check it out. And they talk about, she talked about her husband she's with, talk about the lawsuit she was named under, talk about Cassie, talk about Dawn, talk about Diddy, and talk about things. And when y'all look at the interview, I said, girl, you should wish you should have kept your mouth shut and not say nothing. Sometimes when you shouldn't say something, you should not say something. Because when you do say something, it doesn't make yourself look good or the person. Because I said, you was contradicting yourself a lot of times through this interview. And you was First of all, one thing, she was contradicting herself. Another thing, she had been abused just like that. Understand what's happening. Understand that things can happen to you when someone who's in a position of power could do stuff with you when you're young and everything. But don't understand that same scenario happened to another person who spoke out like Cassie and everything, but you didn't understand that. But knowing that this happened to you, that's similar, but you could understand that it happened to the same person. It happened to that person with a person you idolize. Because she was idolizing a lot and protecting and trying to Diddy and whatnot. So let's get into some of the stuff that she said. Because I didn't take no notes, but I listened to some of the things that she did say. All right, the whole thing about the 50-second course that he had, because he was his post bail was denied everything because of that. A part of it because he was tampering witnesses and tampering evidence. And she tried to act like that was not tampering, it was called recall. I said, girl, you better shut the F up. It's called tampering because he was trying to make sure that you say what he wants you to say. Who called you 50-something times? They say you're not coming back and black women don't do whatever they want to do. I said, girl, he was calling you 50-something times, so you obviously wanted you to do something what he wants you to do. And also, when she was going live saying I didn't see it, I didn't know like that, and people would say, "Oh, I would say she's basically kind of calling Dawn a liar." People say, "No, she didn't call her a liar," and something like that. I said, "No, she is calling a liar. She just said it just now in the interview. She said this girl, bitch is lying. She just said, looks like this bitch is lying." So you was calling Dawn a liar. And you also, what's funny? Right? She said she was a millionaire. Right? A millionaire. But she don't have that much money. She's not a millionaire anymore. And she's kind of like brokish. And she stated, listen to this, after 30 money ended, she was blackballed. Who blackballed you, girl? Because if you were working with a particular person and it ended and you got blackballed right after they ended, then the person who blackballed you is the one who protected them the most. That's don't understand what the hell you doing that. After you have history of screwing his orders over, not paying them, and everything, because that done money under Dawn, at some point she just feel messed up, but she continued on her artistry as an independent artist. Girl, you on your other hand, you was doing nothing, and you a very talented lady. She kept going on about how, yes, her man abused her, hitting on her just like that, but at the same time, she said, yes, I ain't want to make it sure like I'm a weak person and everything. So I was fighting back and everything. And then trying to excuse that he was not the abuser and trying to make it seem like, oh, because I was fighting him back and everything, he wasn't abusing me. I said, girl, she, like I said, when you listen to her thing, she was very contradictory. Because I'm just chick and stuff like that. I ain't nobody gonna make us like that. So she was like, we were with Dawn. I was with Dawn and where did he? We at time we will be in the room, we sit in the same room together, naked together and everything and all stuff like that. So I was like, I didn't see that. I said, if she would felt type of way about him as he did something and she didn't tell me, if she would have told me, we would have just jumped out. I said, what you thought you was gonna do? This man had a history of making people fear of him with his power and money and status, burning cars up allegedly, dangling people over the figure balcony thing allegedly. This is all these people saying. beating people up in the hotel where we saw a video evidence of that. And you think if she would have told you what she stated in her thing, you would have had to jump them? Yeah, I wish I would have met them. I said, girl, what is she talking about? And then she said, oh, it's something, it's like, I didn't see that she was acting weird or something like that, but just that when she was acting weird, the bitch, she was funny. So what the hell is going on? Because did she also mention that how Dawn, when her got her dirty money, she didn't want to get, Dawn didn't want to get so close to her last time because she didn't trust you. I feel like, I think Dawn kind of knew that you was one of the pick-me type of chicks, which I think she is. And if she ever would have told you something, you probably would have went back and told him. But then the same breath you saying, especially when she comes to the casting situation, saying how she was dancing, she's having a good time and all that stuff like that. And I wish she would have gained all this came out. Yeah, Cape it all, Cape Crusader. But at the same time, it's black boy that got no money right now. But be capable from a man who kind of was probably responsible for you getting blackballed. Like, girl, F out of here. That's why he was calling you 50-something thousand times so you get it thing because you could do what he wants you to do. Because he know he got you. And you go talk about, oh, he's a billionaire, right? When you was getting money, but when you getting your own, when you was getting checks, when you finally was getting some checks, even though you was not getting paid all the time with the money when you say you wasn't, but when you was getting checks, you would have buy the guy some sneakers. I said, how the fuck is I buying a billionaire some sneakers when that money I earn? Don't you sound stupid? He's a billionaire and a multi-millionaire person with a lot of assets, and I'm using my money that I earn. That probably is not enough to buy this billionaire a figure sneakers on some items. That was a Stockholm surgery. Yes, exactly. Saying, oh, Cassie was doing this and Cassie was doing that, like that. And yes, I see the video, but I did at that point I didn't see that because she said at some point, yes, she was she know about the parties and the baby oil, it's like that. Because I do feel like she knows something because she said at some point, she said at one point she was going through her own abuse to not even care about somebody else. So when you're going through your own thing, so you don't understand, you probably know that person will get abused. Because you was going through your own thing, you didn't care enough for that person to help them or even be there. So for you to say you didn't see nothing to even know that's true or not, that's good. You know this was going on. You just choose not to adhere to it because you probably was getting your own stuff, your needs catered to, which was probably of substances or something like that. Because she was loving the baby oil. She's like, oh yes, I love the baby oil, and like that. But we find out the baby, it's like, girl, she was saying a lot. That's why I wish I took notes, but I didn't take no notes because I'll try to remember everything she was saying to give you details. But then she was saying how this young, I said, she was talking about the industry, and I said, "Girl, you know a lot of what the industry do." And but then when Cassie came out and said like that, you trying to act like Cassie had no understanding and was kind of like lying on him. And why she didn't talk about all the good times? I said, "You bitch, you think she will come out all this time?" And then all she talked about Dawn and said, "Oh, if it was happening, why you waited so long to say something?" You just and then I said, first of all, I'm saying a lot of things. You was saying something that happened to you when you was a childhood, right? Your family was coming up, they didn't want to believe you, so like that. It took a while to now. So it took a long time to come forward, right? You understood that. So then you also understood that how people will prey on you and guard your dreams or tell your dreams, when you have aspirations and trying to use that and promise you something that you gonna get, and then get what they want from out of you, and you don't get what they want. Basically, she set an example of how somebody was in a studio, or I guess it was her example, studio that she was working a song or something, and he laid a bed out, something like that. He had sex with her on the floor and just left, and she didn't get none of her record, another thing that was promised to her. Don't y'all mind you something that we just now talked about, Cassie? Which was promised a freaking 10-hour deal or 7-something album, and we seen none of the albums but one. And out of 10 years he was with her. You just say how people do that in industry when she's 18, something like that. You understand that when you was young, the person of power was praying over you and grooming you. You understand the grooming, and they realized that the same person was doing that to Cassie. But you thinking Cassie should have been grateful? Because she was living a good life, and she didn't show that she was scared and all that stuff like that. Oh, really? And she would have mentioned the good times she had with him. That's how the fuck I'm gonna lose, creating a lawsuit, a civil suit with someone, and I'm gonna mention the good times. Exactly. But you sitting here being broke, and then she kind of accused Dawn. She said, "I don't want to say anything like that, but I feel like when people are broke, they would do something desperate." So you say that you feel like Dawn is broke, so she is suing Diddy for money. Which I was like, no, I don't get broke from Dawn. Dawn been continuing to work even after Young Money done. I keep calling Young Money. Dirty Money has ended. She continued to work. But you will say, it's like, girl, I said, I don't believe Kalina. Because I said, girl, you knew something, you saw something, you just don't choose to stand by her because you like the person who she accusing of. Even you told us you was blackballed after Dirty Money. I said, girl, he was working with you. He was your person you just last worked with. So, girl, he's the responsibility. You not have no money. But you buy him stuff. Join him. If I was a billionaire and stuff like that, and she always go about what I would have done if I was in a situation like that. He would not do this. He would not do that. I said, no. So when you say you was sleeping with you and Dawn was in the room together, sometimes y'all was think together, a lot of stuff that she put on her freaking lawsuit, and you go sit here and tell me when you was with her around a lot of these things, you didn't see none of this. She didn't only mention the sexual assault. She mentioned a lot of stuff that he was treating y'all, and you just said some of the things that he was doing, and then you going around saying that, oh, you didn't see it. You did, and you didn't want to say. You did, and you don't care. And why she wait too long? Girl. I I I want y'all to go listen to that interview if y'all want to. Because I know there's a lot more things to say. But I want to let you put out there that she did contradict herself. It was best for her not to say nothing. But she was putting stuff out there. And I said, girl, if Diddy would see this, he said he wouldn't even talk to you anymore. I said, girl, you putting stuff like that, you didn't realize you putting stuff out there. Making statements that just that does support what's happening with Dawn and Cassie's hand, but at the same time trying to flip it on the neck and seem like they lying and they should have said the good times or all this stuff that they showed us signs and this or that. I said because people move differently, nobody gonna have the same cookie color signs of happening, especially when they get fearful when someone's powerful and everything. No, they're not gonna talk about it like that. Especially when they still under the thumb. So you think she was gonna did he out to you and just tell you all the stuff that he's happening to you right there and there when you just go around and tell him? He can do something more to throw on now? Come now. And I hate that fact that, oh, you didn't see it, it didn't happen. Like she said, she was in the hotel room at that time. She was in the hotel when it was happening, when he did that thing to Cassie. She was somewhere around. But she didn't see that thing happen. But she was around, and it happened, though, because we see no evidence. Just because you didn't see that doesn't mean it didn't happen. So everybody was saying, oh, y'all don't understand what Kalina's saying. I said, we understand exactly what she's saying. First of all, she did look like she wasn't all there in the interview. If you look at the interview, I said, girl, I don't know if she was drinking. She was on probably some substance. And I know somebody's on the conversation. No, I was there. She wasn't high, nothing like that. I said, I don't know what she was on, but she was on something. You could try and tell us that she wasn't at it. All you want to say. No, she was on something. Or she's on dumb fool out of her mind. But y'all listen to the interview because she said a lot. She said a lot. Nobody will recall you 50 cents. She said she was recalled. I said, recall? I said, girl, bye. He was tempering. And she, and you know, it's funny, she blamed herself why the bail got denied because he called her 50 something times and realized it wasn't tampering, it was recall. Girl, bye. I do too. All right. We got last two topics. Let's get down to this Chris Brown documentary. And then last, we're going to talk about the Megan Thee Stallion documentary too. I say that last for a reason. Now, this was all mess. It was called Chris Brown, The History of Violence. Now, you know, the lawyers and attorneys of Chris Brown saying all this is fabricated, it's laws, it's lies, it's not the truth. I say y'all can say that all y'all want to, but his history shows, his documentation shows that he has a history of violence. Whether it's essay or kind of physical violence, assault, whatever, he got a history of it. And it's not a one-time thing. So everybody trying to windmill a cape for him for some reason, stop it. It doesn't take away his talentness. It doesn't take away his musical ability. It doesn't take away none of that. But at the same time, this is part of who he is. But let's get down to it. And y'all, Chris Brown fans, y'all go ahead. Y'all save yourself and just keep it there. All right. So it opened up saying, what's the difficult time? What's the difficult aspect of you right now as a celebrity artist? He said, controlling himself around the ladies. That's what he said. I said, right? Controlling himself around the ladies. So, you know, he was 14 and he was discovered. You know, they talked about his life going on. 14, he was discovered. And he was the innocent Chris at the time. You know, the baby. He got the nice little voice. He was very talented. He could be the young generation Michael Jackson and all that stuff. You know, all that thing they were saying. So at the same time, you know, another rising star was happening. It was Rihanna. Come to replay. It's like that. So we don't know that 2005, you know, Rihanna and Chris was both rising stars. They were struggling for friendship, but they didn't want to mention that they was romantic. And then some way to perform when it was a performance, and they come out and they announced they was in a couple. They was around 18, 19 years old as a couple. And then 2009, the night before the Grammy, they was 19, 20 years old at the time. This one we all realized about the assault. Now, what was going on with me in 2009? And I just graduated out of college. So I graduated college in 2008. So a whole year later. Yeah, I don't know. I think I was just at the college. So I don't think I was working or something like that, but whatever. 2009, before the Grammy, 20 years old. So they detailed the events. Those who don't know, around 12:40 in the morning, assault was called. Apparently, she's probably seen something on his phone that she didn't like. She probably was entertaining another woman. She confronted him about that. He was annoyed by the questioning, so he would try to push her out the car. It didn't work because she had a seatbelt on. So because that didn't work, he started punching her. Disclaimer is like DV, it's like that, kind of hitting her while he was driving. So at some point, I think she was trying to get away and try to walk out. So she called a friend, and I guess she was not on the phone, but she was pretending. So she tried to pretend like she called again and tried to answer in the phone. And he said, "You did something wrong because you shouldn't have done that because I'm going to beat the ish out of you." Everything. He said, "You did the stupidest thing. I will unalive you." He said all that stuff he's saying. So at some point, what's happening that she's trying to, at one point things stopped. And I think she like sat on the keys and pretended she threw it out the car and it made it seem like so he got up and left. So whatever happened. But we saw photos. Now the photos that was leaked should not have had done it. It shouldn't have happened. LAPD, something like that, leaked the photos out. I know who will do that, but that photo shouldn't have had not been leaked. And we seen the photos. It was very devastating to see her face like that. So how did it come about that he is this person? He mentioned that how when he was young, his parents split and everything. It became very, very difficult when his parents split. And then when he grew up, he watches that his stepfather was beating his mom. And y'all know, y'all follow my channel for a while. I did show y'all that the reason why I'm so hell-bent about things like this and very passionate about things like that, because I myself seen it firsthand how my mom grew up getting beat by men. It's like that. So I really have like I detest this. I detest that very much. Seeing things like this happening. That's my really passion when I talk about some of the topics like that. I've seen this myself. So it does affect you when you older and realize what you don't want, what's this happened, whether this happened, what's going on. So, and to be young, be powerless, you can't do anything young. It was difficult having a healthy relationship going older when you see stuff like that. Meanwhile, we also feel like Rihanna had the same similar upbringing when she seen her mom getting beat by her father. So it was like both grew up in household of abuse, watching abuse happening to their loved one. And so after all is said and done, what happened to Rihanna, because it's somebody we know, everything, he was trying to minimize the assault by acting like he don't remember there was the sequence of events that's happened at that night. But plead guilty and everything, felony assault. The court, that's the first time Rihanna mentioned that this wasn't the first time he had done this. It was other instances that he had come over, this things towards her. That's that. So at that time, I think he had like 5 years probation and 6 months. He said that they gave him 5 years and say, "Don't mess it up. Because you messed up, we got you." So, at the time his career was impacted because at the time when he was getting a rising star, he was getting deals, sponsorships, and whatnot. And because it's happening, people, the sponsorships like that, start taken away from him. It's like, we don't want to be associated with that. And people understand that when you get these deals, they do have to protect their brand. And when you're tied to salacious incidents like that, they don't want to attach yourself to you. So at that time, when I guess the BET was honoring Michael Jackson, I guess BET called there. Y'all remember that? Y'all probably seen on YouTube and everything. When I think he performed "Man in the Mirror" or something like that, and then he started crying, and he cried, and I guess it was a calculated thing, something like that, because he said he wanted the Lord to see that he's remorseful and this, that, and he came out and said he would never do things again, and like that. I think that was a moment that said that everybody was watching him. He cried, and this is a lot going on, and he changed. So all that said and done, Rihanna and him started dating again. And at the same time, he was dating a woman. And y'all all who were following him, like they know who the other woman is, was Coochie Chan. Like she wanted to be a celebrity stylist, so she ended up becoming his stylist, Chris Brown's stylist. And since then they had started like dating. And point he was dating both at the same time. So I was like, okay, all right. Some of y'all probably know some of this information already, but it's like a lot of details I really wasn't really. I was around, but I wasn't like really focused so deep on it. I know stuff like these pieces was happening, but I don't know all the intricate details. And like this documentary did give us some details about the history of patterns that's happening. So when people act like it's a one and done thing, why he still get punished for that one time? I said no, he's not getting punished and being ridiculed for the one time. It's getting punished and ridiculed because he's consistently doing this. And then people don't understand that's happening. It's like, come on. Just because you like him, just because you want to freak him and you feel like he's the finest man as ever, doesn't excuse him from the behavior. And he knows that because he's got this privilege and he's great and all this like that, people are going to turn the blind and pick from him. And usually that's always happened. People still caping for that fucking Dusty Munch again. We're going to talk about that in the next one. No, this was a damn time out of trickery. Yeah. So they said at one time, Coochie mentioned that Chris Brown told her he was got to go to the store. And then she turned on TV. He was right there courtside, the basketball side with freaking Rihanna with her. So she was like, oh my God, at that time, I did Rihanna broke it up with him. Then, so he started stayed and dating Coochie. So in 2013, I think it was like a man was assaulted by Chris. And because he violated his probation, he had to go to anger management, rehab, and also like that. And I think at one point they said they diagnosed him with bipolar disorder and PTSD. But I say you can't use that to explain his behavior because he's a grown adult, and sometimes that is not always an excuse for him to act the way he act. And so I guess at one time he posted, he left that rehab early, and the mom said, "No, you got to continue with it." And then they say he alleged took a brick and threw the brick at his mom's window in the car. I said, "Damn, angry much? Whatever." So him and Coochie were dating for like 4 years, and the reason why they broke up is that he had got another woman pregnant, and she broke it up with him. But since they broke up, he rasped her. He was putting videos out there. He said, "Oh, if anybody can have you, nobody. If I can have you, nobody can have you. I'm gonna follow you and I'm gonna get you. You can't leave me." Y'all seen these videos. It's out there because he would definitely put up videos out there and tracking her. And following her and everything. And then that's when she started getting a restraining order because we know she got one from him. And it was granted because he was saying the same thing. He said, "Oh, you gonna leave me?" He still has fans in the career. Yes, he still has fans in the career because you know why? People, I think we're gonna talk more about that. The reason why he still has a career and everything, because like a lot of acquisitions that come forward, even though I feel like it's validity and truth to them, because they wasn't well known and liked about Rihanna. Everybody else wasn't like someone that everybody knew of. He got away with a lot of things because you're nobody. You think you're a cash grab. You think you just wanted money out of them. You just wanted a fan. You just want to take down the black. It's like all that going on, and it's like it's very hard for someone who probably is not a limelight like Rihanna, who could have been believed. Nobody gonna believe you. So yes, all this stuff going on, it probably make things stick. Even though some lawsuits had been settled, a lot of other ones got away because of the backlash, of the ridicule, of the attack of things, and people just cannot deal with it. so he could escape, continue doing so by targeting people who's not known. And because they're not known, it could be a narrative to push towards them. And all he needs to take to say out that, oh, somebody come back. You know, when y'all remember when he was getting all these accusations, he keep putting the videos out there that, oh, someone coming, they are lying. So that, and know what happened? People went to attack the person who made the accusation. And now they scared. And they find them who they are. Even though they call it was a woman, I'm going to talk about that. It was a woman called Jane Doe. It was no tie. It was nothing that identified her identity. And they people still find out who she is. So it was like, wow. And that's why he still has a career in fans. Because I said it was a lot. I said, yeah, a lot of things they mentioned it was makes sense. So they were saying it's like a 15 years of repeated violence, and not just SA, like violence, 15 years of documentation of his repeated thing. Yes. It was in 2013. It was a hit and run settlement. He settled that in court. So like that. 2015, 2016, a management accused his tour manager and management accused him of assault. And that's at the same time Carucci accused him of like that harassment. And he was denying everything. Denying everything. So then when we start getting a history of incidents of SA and what's happening and some of the patterns or assault that was happening, like, well, it was 2 incidents of the ladies saying that they was around some area or club or parties like that, and they was approached by a person in a group. They said, hey, Chris Madeline having a party and everything in the group like that, you want to be in the entourage. So the ladies say yes. So when they get to the area, whatever's the bus and everything, they would say you can't have your phone around, no phone. So one girl said, okay, she went there, so she went inside the bus and everything. She was crazy knocking on the door and everything. 5 minutes afterwards, he opened the door and he was like very like erratic, weird, like that. Because it was they did talk about that. He was like at some of his events like that. He had substances like that. I said, oh, does it remind you of somebody else? But whatever. Substances thing going on. And then he looked at her and he took her phone because, when he see phones like that, he get freaked out. He took her phone, threw the phone, and then hit her. It's like that. Oh, no, not hit her. He kicked her off the bus. And she was going to press. But then 5 days later, she stopped because she was getting harassed online, attacked. Because, he put post a video out there stating that this person coming after me and everything. And you know what people do? They're fans. Who this girl? All that attack. So, it's a bus so much that you could take. And she was no one. She's not a Rihanna. So it's like, who gonna believe her? They gonna believe him because they know him over this this Jane Doe. One of the last victims, a couple of last victims. So we all talk about how violence has been normalized in society, and especially when you grew up, a lot of violence, you normalize it, that this is okay. So we have another person, and they also said his name. Her name is Face Shown is Lisanne. Is a documentary on Max. So she was a left victim. She was saying she went backstage. It's the same name out. So somebody approached her and say, you want to be around Chris Brown, stuff like that. Us, everything was good. She said, good. He said, can I have your phone? All right, go down the phone. Get in there. She said she went inside the party. It was a lot of substances around. Right? So when I guess it was the time that he posted see her or whatever, I guess she said she felt freaked out. She wanted to get the phone and get out of there. He saw her with the and then he saw on the phone everything. He had a problem, and then he hit her. And filed a report. Didn't want to press charges. So yeah, she filed a police report and everything. I guess the people didn't want to press charges against him, the state, whatever. But he posted a video out there. I don't know. I've seen this video before, but it's probably out there saying, "Oh, how this girl, she's trying to sue me and everything. I didn't even know who this girl is. I didn't even met her girl in front, but she wasn't. She was ugly. She, yeah, he was soft to her appearance. He said, oh, she was an ugly girl. She tried to come out to me. She even was good. I mean, entertained because she wasn't even attractive. She was an ugly woman. You think I wouldn't even entertain her? I said, so you saw her appearance. And because you saw her appearance, it made it seem like, oh, because this other girl trying to come at me. And how dare would I, Chris Brown, when you would entertain a woman like you? So I don't know you. So, since then, she probably was getting backlash because of that. And she just said, feel like it's like she put a video out there and make it seem like this girl tried coming at me and she was an ugly woman and I probably like denied her and now she want to come make accusations against me. That's what he was saying. Like, that's interesting. So it was another incident. It was a 28 years old woman and the same MO reached out to them. They want to go to the club, and she said fine. And this one started the essay happening. But this essay case in 2017 was settled in court. It was a civil suit, and it got settled. So maybe that's happening. And so 2019, this was another thing. It was a alleged victim came forward for the first time. She didn't show her face like that. She's one of the main Jane Doe and whatnot. So the whole experience was happening like this. And I think this was because I think we talked about this and I think in my channel or Auntie Mama channel. Y'all remember it was a case that has text messages, right? And I think Chris Brown team posted out there about the text messages, or the police people put it out there about the text messages, and it seemed like, oh, she wanted to see him again. She wanted to have sex with him. I was like that. Please, when you're knowing me, so like that. All that stuff. I think we saw that. This is the case they were talking about on this documentary, and I said, oh, because I remember it was like, oh, like that. But I would say, even though. I mean, it's like she kept constantly talking to him. It made it seem like she was constantly reaching out to him and he wasn't saying much. Yeah, I think this was it. I think we talked about this in the channel a long time ago. This was it. 2019. And she was a alleged victim. She remained as Jane Doe. She put it at Chris Brown on her. And even though she was Jane Doe at the time, people still was able to find out who she is. And then harassed her. So here's the story. She was in LA. She wanted to be a dancer. She just moved to LA. Then she wanted to be a dancer and make an industry of career dancing. So she went to Miami. So in Miami, it was a yacht party. And who yacht party it was? Y'all know. Diddy. Yes. Diddy yacht party. And he was having a lot of these parties too. So know. And she said it was about 10 a.m. A lot of people was under substances, drunk, influenced, like that. It was about like 15 people. And one of the people who was there was Chris Brown. And like I said, a lot of this stuff is alleged and everything. But, this was a documentary. It's on Max. If you want to see it, you go ahead and see it. It's right out there. It's in the Max. And so a lot of people were saying at the time, like, oh, yeah, I know about that happened with Rihanna, but I wasn't thinking about the Rihanna thing because it's like that was so long, like 10-something plus years ago. Long ago, so people would say, okay, Rihanna. But I say, yeah, that's the only reference points they could have, not knowing that it was other probably nuances, young people, other people that people don't know about that was in the clubs. But they only go with reference back the well-known case of Rihanna because, that she was a celebrity person. And say they were thinking about that. And I said, this girl probably was around, whatever she was. She was at the yacht party. He posted up to her. She gave him, I guess he gave her 2 drinks. She drank the drinks that he gave her. And I said, That's one that people tell us that do not take a drink if you didn't see the person pour it. Do not take it from them. But some people they know it at times. It's like that, especially if it's like, oh my gosh, it's celebrity. He was like people mindset turn differently when they in front of somebody that they really like and know, and they say, oh my gosh, I'm near him and everything. You look fine, that man. He talking to me. It's like that. She don't think anything of it. So took his drink, he drank it, and then she started feeling funny and weird. So when it said, oh, it's getting loud out here, let's go downstairs somewhere. And I said, oh, child, that's what happened. So I took her downstairs to her room, laid down. She laid in the bed. Then I guess she felt funny. She lay flat. And then next minute, she seen him on top of her, and everything we got to do, we had to do inside of her. And that's that. And I think after that, he put his number in her phone. He said, we'll see you again. I was going to check you out. All that stuff. So at that moment, she didn't realize what happened to her. And that's exactly what I was saying that when Keke was saying that you don't know with the extent that what just happened to you until later on we realize when after you speak out of it or you start to come forward or you talk to someone, they give you the idea this is exactly what was going on with you. And at some point, I know in her mind, she knows something was wrong. However, I don't think she wanted to think about it. So she started moving things, doing things. That's where I think we saw that leaked stuff that happened online about this case. That he will contact her, FaceTime her, say you sexy, send me pictures. They was texting back and forth with each other and whatnot. I think at that time he said he wanted to get a plan B. She agreed because she didn't want no baby. And so they continue to talk. So yes, she may have said, yes, I want to see you. I want to have sex with you again. Because you know what? At the time, it's not because he didn't do what he did. He did what he did, and it's exactly what it was. S.A. and R. However, when her mind said, he said, I'm trying to trick my mind to think that's not going to happen. So let me continue to see you again. Let me see that thing because it's like, I want to know if this and I'm tripping or not. And this is what her mindset was at the moment. And I said, I understand. So sometimes that's what's so crazy that people say, oh, this is happening. Why you would do this is like that. You said y'all don't understand the mindset of people go through when they go through a traumatic experience. Their mindset is different. It's not like a normal mind. So when someone has been sex assaulted or SA by someone or someone, it's not uncommon they would go back and still continue to have sexual relationship with the person because it's like it's either they want to deal with that and they just continue to have sex because it was like at the point, what is it? Because if they stop and they start thinking about exactly what's happened, then they will realize the reality of it. So it must not be true. If she went back to continue to have sex with him, I say yes, it could still be true, and she could still continue to have sex with him because she didn't want to deal with the reality at the moment. That's what her mindset was at the point because she didn't process that what he did was wrong. So they continued to talk to him. I guess at the time the producers couldn't get the access to the text or messages, so they could not confirm the legitimacy of the validity of what's happening in the conversations. But he randomly called every few weeks, asked her FaceTiming, trying to get connection. She didn't realize that she was odd, but when she was in therapy, it didn't realize, put perspective that she was, and she started to come to reality. This was happening. Of course, the lawyer denied. He said it's not happening. It's ridiculous. And I said because, of course. And how many people go believe the unknown because they go believe what he says. And then they put the messages out there and make it seem like she was this crazy, delulu person who kept coming after her and make it seem like because he was deleting. Because I remember, y'all. I know y'all remember he showed us it seemed like he didn't respond back to her, and it makes it like she was talking to a ghost. I said, what the hell? It makes it seem like she was this crazy fan chasing after this guy, not knowing that he was responding back and forth with her. But he made it seem like he wasn't responding. So it was a year later after it happened. Not being believed, nobody is saying nothing like that. It was a post. A legal team was responding to something, and then this lady said, "Oh my gosh, let me play the charge though." So it was a legal attorney saw it. I said, "Okay, give it the evidence," and she realized it was enough evidence based on what the girl gave her that could get a lawsuit. That remember, it was a $20 million lawsuit. I think we talked about it and say, "Damn, that's a lot of money." It's like that. I said, "What's this lawsuit about?" And that's when I think they leaked the text messages that was out there that we seen it online, like that. So I guess Miami, I think this was happening in Miami. Yeah, it was happening in Miami. They had some records of the messages and it showed the attorney, and she said she didn't realize that what it was because she said she changed the phone, she changed the numbers, she didn't have access anymore, so she couldn't really have everything that she had at the time with her own phone. So since the messages showed it was like one sided and it delete messages, everything the case was closed because they couldn't provide. There was no probable cause to exist, and the rest was reported unfounded. So like they had to close the case, but it was realized. The attorney had to realize the omission of her communication that she had with Chris Brown at the time was due to her trauma. And yes, sometimes we understand that. Sometimes people omit things because they was traumatic or they can't process, and not because they lie. It's that their brain probably they recognize this point in this kind of minute. It looks like they're trying to hide and make it seem like that. But whatever. The attorney withdrew her support, but she said just continue fighting. But the lady didn't want to go do another attorney anymore. She said it was very devastating because they put the person out there. She had shown proof, but they can't really they could file the records or go to subpoena the phone records, but they said that would take a stiff amount of time and money. And that, but it's a recent law case. It's a recent case in Texas against Chris Brown and a $50 million lawsuit. So we'll see how that's happening. But that's that, and it ended with because it was a Miss Kansas. Miss Kansas revealed that her abuse was in the audience when she won Miss Kansas at the time, Alexa Smith, in 2024, and it was very brave for her to do so. And I guess she did say she got like a restraining order against him for like a 1 year. But she said when she got up to him, he would say, "Oh, it's only 1 year." So it's still like a countdown. So she's still kind of fearful for her life and everything and whatnot. But it's great. But when I was saying that, they were saying about the cases about believable between the known and unknown. What make one case was very probable and great different from other series, other cases. It's because the other people followed behind Rihanna was not known people. So people create this objective that, oh, if they not her, she was known, so we could believe her. So that way he had this consequence against him because we believed her. We seen her. She's a known person. We had some tie to her. We don't have no tie to the other ladies because they are regular people who we don't know. So even though it could be possible that he did do it, because of the attack and the fans and the ridicule and the stuff that he could put out against these people, it made people see like, oh, say yeah, she must be the money grabber. She just want his money. She's like, she knows she probably liked it. Now she got rejected because she was ugly. This is that. All that stuff. That's all the stuff that we're saying. And so all these years was happening. Get away with things. Deny. And he could do stuff because he doesn't choose the people who have the opportunity to be believed or power because they choose. Perpetrators choose certain people for a reason. And when you're in a position of power, sometimes you chose people that may not be in the limelight. So people, when they do come forward, they may not be believed because they feel like they get narrative put on them. So they usually will pick people who are vulnerable, who's new to the area. Nobody know them. So they easy prey. Or who are needy. The young man of people who recently who's in need, who want something out of someone, so they take the neediest person, who was a vulnerable person, who's new around the area. They usually use drugs and alcohol, and also they increase the vulnerability of the person by having them isolated, having them away from other people. Oh, it's noisy over here. Let's meet to this corner. Let's do this. Let's do that. Like, this is certain signs the perpetrator would use and whatnot. Because I must believe if he kept you doing this to other people, well-known people that we have known, he probably his career probably wouldn't look like. But at the same time, how long it took to take down R. Kelly, even though we have video evidence and everything, it took a while. So we'll see. I'm not hating on the man, but I would say at the same time, like, when you have history of this, I'm not always going to be like, oh, these bitches are lying, they are lying. No. I said, let's see why. What is going on? What's the history of patterns coming from? And since she's not being checked and whatnot, I said, yes, it's going to be happening. Oh, he's Chris Brown. Oh, he's Trey Songz. Oh, he don't have to essay someone. He don't have to. Oh, he's Chris Brown. I said, yes, because they are who they are. They could do that. And because they chose women who nobody knows, these women who actually are victims or become the liars. Oh, they lying on him. Or something like that. So, I know I talked a lot about that, but this was a documentary. I know it was heavy. But yeah, let's go with this Megan Thee Stallion. This is the last topic for the night. I don't know what's up with people. And that's why sometimes I don't always be so quick to talk about things. Because I could be one of those people who just, once something happened, I could just put a video up. And I said, no, let me wait a while before I can see what's happening, what people are saying, and I can make my talk about. So, Megan Thee Stallion have a documentary out called In Her Words. It was great, by the way, y'all. It was great. At one point got me teared up because usually I don't cry. But one part, when she broke down, when the verdict was out of the Tory Lanez case, and she was battered, nobody want to believe her. She was like an island on herself. And it was very sad that the verdict turned against her. A lot of people turned against her, even the men, and especially in the men in the industry, and people like that, make it seem like she's lying, all that stuff like that. Or because, we're going to talk about that. And when the verdict came and she broke down crying, I started crying. I said, oh my gosh. Man. And let me say this. Y'all don't have to like her, but it's just very sad how much hate she's getting. For what? Over that little munchkin? Really? So in her words, let's get to it. It was separated by, it was like 3 parts and everything. So she started off saying that she's in a very a verge of breakdown. She's having a verge of breakdown. She's not having fun and everything because there's a lot was going on in her life. And she said she had to create the armor. So she feel like Megan Thee Stallion was created to protect Megan Pete. I think that's her legal name, Megan Pete. And so Megan Thee Stallion was created. Oh, child, hold up, y'all. The Wi-Fi signal was started acting up after all this time I was talking. So hold up. All right. So Megan P, it was Megan Thee Stallion was created for that. So they started birth of Megan Thee Stallion. How it came about to be who was Megan Thee Stallion was the birth of her. So she said she got inspiration of rap and everything from her mom. She said her mom was a gangster. I think she mentioned this on Shannon Sharp thing that her inspiration when she wanted to become a rapper was from her mom. So she her mom was a rapper. She said her mom was a gangster rapper. She was writing rhymes. She wanted to be her mom, basically. Very thickums, all that stuff like that. Doing what she got to do. So she was a very tall woman. So she she was teased young going to school from those students. Students are cruel. Kids are cruel in school. They would tease you for any little thing. So, she was a crybaby. She was a cry for like a drop of the dime. So the mother said, stop crying. Know your worth. You use your power. Empower yourself. So she said her father was in the jail for the first 78 years of her life. And she said when he got out, they was inseparable. But he passed away when she was in ninth grade. And everything. She said her father told her something that always stick with her to this day. Everything that grin ain't your friend. So everything, just because they smile in your face and they be on you next in your corner, be in your entourage, having a good time, hey, make it, could be your biggest enemy, not your friend. So keep that in mind. So that plays a part later on of what's happening, right? So when her dad died, she felt like she had to be strong for her mom because her mom was breaking down and everything. So that's what she created, the Megan Thee Stallion persona. Because she felt like she had to create this armored warrior to protect. And so she started writing raps, her style, doing freestyling and everything. And her mom became her manager. It was the day of her, give her feedback, telling her what she had to do. Don't rob the hood, do this, sort of diaphragm, give her tips to improve her performance. Her mom was a ride or die, everything. Her mom was there, being a very big cheerleader, supporter, and everything. And wherever she can perform, she can perform. She can, she just did it and everything, do whatever she had to do, perform. And y'all remember the song Big Ol' Freak came out. And since that song Big Ol' Freak came out, it just went up from there. Her career just shot up from there. And so, one in the midst of her career, y'all remember, her mom passed away because her mom had a tumor, and tumor in the brain, and she had back-to-back seizures and all that stuff like that. So at some point, it was not making any bigger progress, so she had to make the decision to plug the plug. And it was around 2019. This is around 2019. 3 weeks later, she kind of lost confidence. And I understand that when she's your biggest cheerleader, who's your inspiration, and just not there anymore. So yes, and especially when you rise a star in your stardom, and this person was always the one who give you all the feedback, doing this, managing you and everything. She just felt lost, and I understand it. It is very understandable. Even as an adult, you still feel like, oh my gosh, the person's biggest supporter is not here anymore. So I know it's very touching. It's like that. So, but this is part of her story. So it's understanding, we hear it, but now we got to her words and listen to her story. Now making me very understanding more of what she was going through, and then make it so sad how people just, you don't have to like her, just attack her for no paying reason when you know what she was going through a lot. So lost confidence. She forgot who she was. She felt like when her mom passed away, she wanted someone to step in and just take it and take over like her mom did. Just somebody just come in and just do it and just step over and take it. Like her mom was, she wanted someone to come in and step in, and she just didn't have that. So around 2020, had around the time, everybody was locked down, it's like that. That's what they talked about the feature. She said, "Who you want to feature collab with?" She said, "I want to collab with Beyonce." And then they talked about how she did the Savage remix with Beyonce, and that's how it became it was great, a great hit. And great time with people listen to Cherish, so like that. So we did get this Kelsey. Kelsey was her best friend at the time, and I'm glad she included her in the documentary because it was a big part of her life and journey that led to it now. Now, Kelsey wasn't talking, but it was part of the documentary. So, Kelsey was her best friend at the time, and it was good because she needed someone. She needed someone. They was having hanging out, doing things. So at some point, the best friend, she became like an assistant. And she wanted, like Megan wanted the friends and family. Because she doesn't have a father. She don't have a mom. She don't have a dad. It's like, she just, yes, she have a team, but she just like, something was missing. This is missing. And she wanted her friends and family. And she just, at this point was like all over the place since her mom passed. And this was all over the place. And then they started talking about this Tory Lanez thing. And this is a part that got me agitated because she talked about a lot in this documentary. And the only thing that people seem to focus on, it is one of the part. And we can get to that in a minute. But I said, okay, so nothing else happened in this documentary. She just talked about that. Y'all all harping on that one little aspect. Huh. Okay. She started hanging out with Tory Lanez. The reason why her and him started hanging out a lot because they bonded over loss of their mothers. So it's like it was a bonded moment, and she thought is a friend of him, and he's grinning, smiling, having a good time with her, not knowing what later could go down. So she did talk about the night that happened, and we all know the sequence of events. Even to this day, people still women each other about the freaking facts and what was happening, what was stated, and everything. And I'm glad that she decided to go after the person who was during the time of the trial was putting out false information just for likes and views and subscribers, not knowing that if you put out false information about someone and it's not true, you could be sued. I don't know what people think on YouTube that you untouchable. No. And as YouTuber is who getting sued, it's like that person was not just reading documents. If you read the documents, no, you read the documents to put a spin to eschew the evidence to have people have a different mindset and what was going on. Like for example, saying that it was no fingerprints found on the gun. I said no, it was fingerprints found. Is that they found that the fingerprints was inconclusive. Inconclusive does not mean the gun was not used. But whatever. Talked about that night. She broke it down. Tori, Kelsey, and her was arguing. They was after party. She had a bikini. It was she was on her bathing suit on. Arguing. She wanted to get out the car. The first time she got out the car, Tori came out of here, said, "Becky, get back in the car and everything. What you doing? We're gonna take you home." And got back in the car. They arguing again some more. She said she had enough. She got out the car again. And then, this one he said, he got out the car, he said, Megan, dance, beat, and bam, bam, all that. Whatever. And it shot her, but, he came out, he was up. Yes, Megan is far stronger than all of this. She never deserved it, but she been a class act through this whole ordeal. And yes, it is very heartbreaking because she went through a lot, going through a lot. The arrest of stardom, the height of panorama that's happening, the Black Lives Matter, all that's like that, because this happened around 2020. And, a few weeks after the George Floyd thing, this was happening. Our town was getting unalive left to right. So when this happened, Of course, yes. At the time, I understand it. Even though people used this against her, that she didn't say that he did it. Even though she know he was the one who did it. She said she stepped on a glass. But went to the hospital, the nurses and my doctor said, no, you got bullet fragments in your foot. It's like that. So, I think he was apologizing, man. He said, so I'm sorry, man. Something like that. Don't say that. Please don't tell him I did it. I will give you $1 million. Like, he's like, you try to give me $1 million when you ass just shot me, boy. But what the hell is going on? So, the phone call. Y'all remember the phone call that was online a day he was talking to Kelsey? Yes, it is by design that people protect the fucking predators instead of the person who being. It's by design. And usually, the predators, the men. Because most predators are men. And they usually more designed as predators men. Because if the predator became a female, it's like that. They usually was hung up off the dry saying, I'm not going to do it. They want to protect her ass. But if it was a female, if it was a man, they would protect them along so much of a form. But yes, it's true. By design. So that phone call, admission of guilt. Now I was trying to say the phone call was about the guilt. It's about apologizing. He had sex with. I said no, hell to the no. You ain't any apologize about like you smashing both friends. F out of here. That phone call was not about no apology that you sorry and you thank him for not saying nothing. You saying that you apologize for thinking not saying nothing that y'all had sex. That had nothing to do with what happened in the matter. The matter is you apologize and you in jail because you shot someone, not because you had sex. Exactly. Whole ass album, the videos, the songs, and everything. He the one who's talking because at the end of the day, she didn't sue. Like everybody keep forgetting the fact that thinking that the state sued him, not that she did it. Because she was not going to try and sue her. She was going to let this go and say, look, you hurt me. And she said in the documentary, she just her cousin said Megan's the type of person that if you would hurt her, she will leave you alone, move on, and ain't think about you anymore. Even though you hurted her. So she was going to do the same thing. She was going to let this go. Because that's what she didn't mention him or say that he did it at that point. However, he started going around, taunting her, going on videos. He the one was saying stuff like that. So when he kept saying all the stuff like that, she kept quiet. And so he started doing it, and that's when they started getting at him. She was going to be a bigger person, and she didn't need to do any of that. Exactly. So she was like in a documentary, she said, why is my best friend beating someone privately? And you supposed to be my best friend, and he shot your best friend. So why you be with that bitch privately? I would be pissed off too. I said, bitch, get the fuck out of my face. You supposed to be hit. Like, you know what? Bizzle. Never just talk about the facts. Don't get upset. I was like, you supposed to be my best friend, and you up here meeting with the guy, having a quick conversation, and you try to come to my hospital bed, try to tell me, please don't say nothing, something like that. He's a bad man. Girl, bye. So at the time, because she making the sound, she was a dancer, rapper, and everything, and it's like, come on, she didn't know she could do her mega knees anymore. It could be ankle knees. So like, what the hell? So at the time, WAP came out, and WAP became this biggest hit song at the time, and it still is. I still WAP me, so WAP, whatever. When the state pressed charges against Tory Lanez, she got backlash. And we all know she did because we all lived it when we talked about it on our channels and stuff like that. And I talked about it on my channel in a panel with my fellow YouTuber family. It's like that. We talked about it, and a lot of people talk about it. But it's hard to stay neutral for this case. The energy is weird. And to deal with that stupid diss from Nicki on top of all this. Exactly. and figured Drake and everybody else who came after this lady. And she had nobody in her corner except for her team. If I was Megan, I would be crackling in my hot tub with my cannabis. And that's right. Chill. And she was gonna shake shit. But he was going around putting out videos and putting out a different narrative. Because he put out a different narrative, people was coming after Megan. It's like that. Because like you said, they usually like to protect the man than the woman who get hurt. It wasn't about the perpetrator predator, it was the man. So everybody criticized and said, oh, how she would know who shot her if your back was turned to someone. It's like that. It's like because she said Megan, she turned around and said, damn, man, she saw the person. Like, come on. And she disappointed with Kelsey for not saying nothing because you wasn't my best friend. You ain't saying nothing at all. You kept it quiet and have everybody attacking me like you know the truth. So part 2, that was all part 1. Part 2. Alone in the spotlight. Alone in the spotlight. At this point, she's alone. She's by herself. Nobody's on her side. Everybody's attacking her. A lot of the men in the industry is attacking her. Even some of the females pick me is attacking her, saying Megan's a liar. She's just there. He put out a different story than what she's saying, and then everybody dissecting, ridiculing. You know, they showing Joe Budden. They show a lot of people making statements. This is that. I can't stand her. I don't like her. All that stuff. She was alone, and she just wanted someone to have her back. Somebody to be there for her, have her back, but she was alone in all of this. So this is the part I say was agitating me when I was so online. I know some of y'all who are watching me will see the same thing. She was not dating Tory Lanez. Kelsey and Megan was not dating Tory Lanez. Unfortunately, they both fucked him. That's the reality. They both had sex with him. Right? But yes, she did lie to Gayle King when Gayle King asked if he had a sexual relations with Tory Lanez. She said, Tory, she said no. But later, when she was on court, she did admit in court. So it's a record that she said she did. However, it's posted this one little day. Oh, Megan lied. She had sex with Tory Lanez. 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 What was the next thing? Y'all put in a comment. Blake. She had Blake. What they kept saying? And I said, okay. So, was he in trial for sexual relations, or was he in trial for shooting someone? I don't care. He was eating their boxes in the car before he did it. He still shot her. Or shot towards her, and the bullet fragments in her finger, leg, a foot. So that's irrelevant to the whole standard things. But everybody harping over that. I was so annoyed. I said, okay, what the fuck is going on in social media? And now people are windmilling with each other about the case still. He's in jail right now. What the fuck y'all on windmilling for? And I'm going to say y'all this right now. He is not going to be protecting no Kelsey for protecting no Kelsey if he was not this girl. No man going to be taking no female if she's the one who did it. He never once came out her mouth and said it was Kelsey. If it was her, he would have mentioned it and said it. So who else could it be? She didn't shoot herself. The driver was driving. Who else was there? Him. So it was Kelsey. You think he went out? He wouldn't have taken the fall for her. He had to know. And everybody said she lied. And I said, okay, yeah. I said, don't you want to lie about somebody you don't want to talk to? I said, girl, I mean, most of us who was women about that, I said, girl, some of y'all probably lie right now about somebody y'all fucked just now. Y'all didn't want to mention the person y'all fucked. Because maybe the dick was whack, or pussy probably was wet. It's like that. They probably was ugly. You had a moment. So you don't want nobody to know that you had sex with the person, so you will lie right now. So some of y'all would do that right fucking now, lie about that person you had sex with. So try to act like it was sort of new revelation or something like that. I said, boy, bye. And it was so aggravating that she's talked about a lot in this documentary. That's the only thing. This is the only thing people pointed out in that whole shit she talked about. It's a lot of posts online. I said, y'all simpletons. Y'all just simpletons. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Y'all simpletons. And I would feel it. So, and she said people focus on the wrong thing. I said, yes, they all focus on the wrong thing. You start tripping you up. It's like, okay, so they're going to harm him. And then you know what happened? Yes, when she said that, so, there was a lot of posts. Oh, niggas is coming and lying about everything. I said, so fucking what? I would lie about having sex with that fucking munchkin too. Shit out of here. She was getting constant torture online. Constantly torture. She was doing a lot. She was betrayed, constantly tortured online, and on top of that, she had to deal with the shooting. Hey, Brittany Boo, what's going on? You know, I'm up here talking about. She said when she get too happy, she realized something might be wrong, so she don't want to be too happy and everything. That it was funny in one documentary, she was tripping out because she wanted the hot Cheetos, and she had a hot Cheetos, so she was making a whole scenario and flipping out and everything. She's like, I can't do this, I have that, so that y'all ain't fucking up over here and all that stuff like that, and I'm in the mood and all that. I ain't want to do this, like I ain't performing it like that, or because she get hot Cheeto chips. So I'm going, girl. It's just that serious, girl. So 5 months of the trial, people are trolling her, and she don't want to know it's the trolling versus the real life. Is she safe? Because she didn't even know the trolling might lead to the real life. And say, and she's really going to be safe. So she just wondering why the fuck he living so happy, taunting her, making videos and songs and shit about her, and she'll be getting ridicule backlash. Get text for him online, or text for him online looking sad. He said, text, oh, I see you online looking sad. I said, oh, so like, but everybody supporting this guy, right? We're definitely taunting her to the T. So she said she was having anxious. She was anxious, having anxiety, having nightmares. She just was mentally fucked up at this point. And so that's when she came out to Traumazine. I said probably to say the name on, but you know, there's an album, Traumazine. And as she said, it was a very personal album, and she was venting. And yes, she was venting. So she did SNL performance, and she performed Anxiety, and you know, she broke down like that. After that, she had like a whole month rehab, a mental facility she went to for a whole month. For real, it's like And, it's so aggravated. I said, y'all just aggravated. If he was still women of the fucking case, I said, y'all, the way how y'all women, y'all should be. If he gets out, I hope y'all have a whole house and y'all bend the fuck over and let him fuck y'all. Because y'all act like y'all was so much when I give the pussy and pussy to this motherfucker. So how y'all freaking windmilling or sucking his dick. He should have a lot of comments. He should have no money, so issue no commentary if y'all want to freaking women for this guy. Y'all going back and forth with strangers online, arguing over something that's already established, already done already. So let it go. Where everybody was women for this tour, they act like he must have a long line of list of conjugal visits. Fuck out of here. Don't get me started. Part 3. Savage Within. So she said she had a real breakdown. She said she had a real breakdown. Her mom was black. It was dark. She was really lonely, and she had to talk about a therapist. She had to talk to a therapist about the shooting to get her mind understanding what was happening, to grasp the whole reality of everything of it all, and try to push forward. And she had ideations, the S ideations at times, because she said, listen, I'm not going to be here to deal with that. For real. Dusty ass. So she's ready for the trial so people get the truth. But it could go in one of two ways. It could be like the truth wins at the end of the day, or somebody could shows that someone could get away with things that the system could let them get away with that. So she testified. She was nervous at that point, but then she said at the point, she said, you know what? She had to show up for Beck and Pete. And that's what she did. She answered the questions. She did what she had to do. She admitted everything. And, at that time, at the trial, she just waited. She was just waiting and waiting for something to happen and get a notification. Megan told her cousin at the time when she was at the hospital, because I'm a cousin of hers, like really close. And that's what her cousin said. Megan's the type of person, if you hurt her, she would have left it alone. If he was never taunting her, and he was never doing all this extra shit, and he was not putting online, putting on narratives like that, and left it alone, she would have left it alone. She would have never even bothered him. She would have just took it, recovered, and moved on with her life. She didn't sue him, right? So she was just left him alone. But no, he was doing the most, and the state got his ass. But whatever. And this was said a part of the documentary that I started tearing up, because I was watching. I was hard. This was hard. But when they read the charges to her, and she was having her mouth open and shot, and the girl just hugged her, and she just let it all out. And that I started tearing up. I said, Megan, don't do that, girl. Don't do that. Don't do that to me, girl. And it was coming down. I said, oh my gosh. The years of years. Well, probably 2 years, it's like that. But still, it's still long of nobody believing you. In your own corner. You had to fight this battle on your own. People in the industry just turned on you. They support you. And she just needed that moment. It could have turned a different way, but it is that at this moment she felt like it was a silence and listen. And even though she still got to go through it, but she's going to be working on herself. First time taking care of herself and doing great and doing better. She still had to deal with everyone being mad at her. She still deal with that backlash. People still mad at her for some reason. I say, he's already in jail. Like, what the fuck y'all mad for? If he never got that car and did what he did, we would not be doing this. I mean, that was the end of the documentary. But I was just like so just damn bummed out about why everybody just so focused on this one little thing. And I was so annoyed. And it's still to this day, people just women at each other about. I was like, so freaking what? She lied about having sex with him. So she admitted on court So it's not like it's something new. Y'all just see the documentary, she keeps repeating it again. Like, and what they had to do with the secrets of what he went to jail for. They said, oh, and she would have lied about that. She would lie. No. She never lied about who shot her. That's what she's been consistent on through the whole time. So you want to be for real. And if she did mention that he had sex with her or not, that doesn't prove anything. It just prove that she was ashamed of fucking a bitch. It's a shame fucking else. So boy. And it's sad that people just use that to garner stuff. So listen, she doing her. I'm proud of her strength of going through this and understand being alone, being yourself, like nobody want to believe you in your own corner. That could be devastating, especially when you have the whole world watch you and turn on you like that. Now I know she has fans by her side, but still, the industry people who she once did connection with just turned on her. That's just wow. But that's that. You had any thoughts about anything I just said tonight? All right, that's all I had to say. I've been talking for like over 2.5 hours. But yes, I just wish people just leave us alone. But since the documentary is out, just came out, it's basically people gonna still talk about it. But if you're gonna talk about it, let's talk about everything she's talking about. Don't just talk about this one little thing. That's annoying and tiring. And I wish people on YouTube land and stuff like that who want to be bloggers and vloggers and all that stuff like that. I wish y'all stop reporting things like, especially like y'all have the tea. Because if you have a long following and people follow it and using what you says online to spread misinformation and it's spread like wildfire, it creates issues that doesn't need to be there. So you think it's cute that you get these lot of followers and likes and views to skew information to get to one side instead of being neutral. And then you'll go online and say, "Constitution, what's I go to Constitution for? What she did to you? What she did to you that we know of?" See, I think it's cute. So when y'all lose your case and y'all got no money to pay back, y'all go ahead and stop doing. Y'all go ahead and think everything's so cute and funny names. I said that's all I'll be posting anything about things that I think I know firsthand, like it's true or not. I just don't know. I'll post what's out there, give my opinions, and call it a day. I better be a small platform. Do I try to be big and try to do false lies? I said you should have to do that. You should have to do that. Read documents. No, that girl was not just reading documents. She was reading documents and skewing the information to fit what it was, and the information was spreading like Wi-Fi because people still using some of the information that this lady said and some other people said on their platform to this day to defend Him. I said, child, it must be really lonely for you to do that. But listen, all I said is done is that these celebrities like to get away with a lot of things. We just stop caping for them so hard, like we know them so much that we just fighting each other online over them. And they people don't even care who we look like, who we are. If accusations being made for someone that you like, it doesn't take away from how far they are, it doesn't take away that they talent. It just shows that it may be stuff in there that may be for civility. And just because these people, as Jane Doe, is not known people, doesn't mean they can't be believed. But because they're not, it's so easy for people to discard them and make it seem like they are issues. Anything else y'all want to talk about before we get out of here? Because I want to catch up with Survivor and everything. So yeah, you can join me at Discord if you want to watch the Survivor with me. And all right, there's nothing else. We play game. Y'all let me know your thoughts. If anything I said tonight, y'all disagree, it's fine. Just be respectful. Put it out in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, Survivor. But I love y'all for coming through. I know it's a Friday night. Y'all can do anything. I mean, I can't support me. So like that. Thank you for coming through. People who are watching in the background, appreciate you. People who replay game, appreciate you. Please like that video. Thumbs up the video. Let people know about me. Make comments down below. Thank you, Jada, for keeping me company. Thank you, Brittany, for coming in, keeping me company. Anybody else who's watching the bushes, appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'm going to get into Discord in a few minutes to catch up with some other shows. And that's that. Like I said, let's just think better. Let's mature in our mindset. And we grown, mature adults. Get online, women for each other. It is so ridiculous. And let's have some common sense too, y'all. If we don't know something, just ask and follow up and look at stuff. But with that being said, we will zoom back again next week. Bell Collectors come back on too. We gotta watch that too. And yes, and be kind to people. It's free. It doesn't charge you, y'all, to be kind. Because when you do be kind, it goes a long way to people. People remember that. Y'all calling each other freaking bad comments other than bad names other than comment sessions. People don't know you. Y'all fighting celebrity battles like they can't do it them damn selves. Like, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. That's what I'm saying. I love my little boo I got over here, my little small little platform community of people I talk to. That's why I listen. I've been over here. And y'all can stress each other out. I was looking at the comments. Look at y'all. Yeah. But we will resume next week with some more stuff, y'all. But anything, I appreciate you. I love y'all. And I'll talk to you later. Catch me on Discord. I'm about to go on that right there. Right now. Peace out.